Hello and welcome to my channel Omni Bioentrance, and today we are discussing the Telangana state eligibility test for the subject life science conducted last year. So coming to the first question, proteolytic enzymes are synthesized as inactive zymogens. Yes, you know trypsin as synthesized as trypsinogen, chymotrypsin as chymotrypsinogen and all that, and are activated by specific actions in the mammalian body, of course. So which of the following statement is correct? So there is enterokinase, also called as enteropeptidase, that is an enzyme that is produced by the duodenum, and its primary role is that it will convert the trypsinogen to trypsin. And once trypsin gets activated, it will start converting chymotrypsinogen to chymotrypsin. That is, and this chymotrypsin will be 3-chain structure that of alpha chymotrypsin. So if you see the first statement, enteropeptidase secreted from duodenum is the master enzyme that allows conversion of zymogen trypsinogen to active trypsin. This trypsin acts on single chain zymogen chymotrypsinogen and converted it into 3-chain active alpha chymotrypsin. But if you see the other options, you will be able to eliminate even if you don't know these steps, because see here pepsin. Pepsin from the stomach will convert trypsinogen to trypsin. That's not correct. Pepsin operates in an acidic environment, and it is present in the stomach. It will not have any role in converting the pancreatic trypsinogen to trypsin. It is the duodenum. Okay. Then all proteolytic enzymes act on dietary proteins in only alkaline pH. That is also you can eliminate, because pepsin acts at acidic pH of the stomach. So this all proteolytic, when the word all itself comes, that means there is some discrepancy in the option. It may, most of the cases it is not correct. Then pepsinogen, trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen are all secreted from pancreas. That is also not correct. Here already they have given pepsin formed in stomach. So pepsinogen is not secreted by pancreas. So first statement is the correct answer. Then mandibular cranial nerves of rabbit innervate to. Innervate means the nerves which will supply to the organs, tissue, body parts, etc. That is innervating. So mandibular cranial nerve in rabbit, it will supply to lower jaw, lip and external ear. Then which organism affects the honeybee Malpighian tubules? So honeybee Malpighian tubules similar to functioning of our kidneys, that is they are mainly involved in the osmoregulation, and these organs they are affected by amoebic species. Okay. Then in chick embryo, Chordamesoderm induces the formation of. So Chordamesoderm, it is a group of embryonic cells that lie along the central longitudinal axis of the embryo, and it gives rise to the notochord. Okay, so notochord means it will give rise to the midbrain, hindbrain and spinal cord, but not to the forebrain. So the answer is option 2. Then in a mammalian heart, the myocardial cells in the SA node and AV node are. Okay, what is, how are they weakly contractile, strongly contractile, or very slow or fast in conduction? So these SA node and AV node, they are autorhythmic myocardial cells. Means you need not have to supply an impulse for them to get activated. Automatically, they on their own itself they can generate electric impulses. Okay, they do not have to get supply of this impulses from the nervous system. So they are autorhythmic, and they are not like the typical heart muscles, that is they keep on working, and they are involved in contraction of the heart muscle, that is in order to pump blood and everything. But these myocardial cells in SA and AV node, they are weakly contractile. They contain only few microfibrils, and their main purpose is to propagate the electric signals. They are not involved in any pumping action of the heart. So they are naturally, they are weakly contractile. Then they are very slow in conduction. That means conduction velocity, the speed, that is very slow. Okay. Whereas the Purkinje fibers bundle of his, all these conduct electrical impulses at a faster rate. So the answer is 1 and 2. Then which of the following is not an antihistamine? Antihistamine means that which is given to the person to block the action of histamines. And histamines are produced when IgE binds to the mast cells. They release certain histamines which will result in allergic reaction. So out of these 5-HT, it is not an antihistamine. It is the chemical name for serotonin. 5-HT is 5-hydroxytryptamine, and it is a neurotransmitter. So it is not an antihistamine, whereas the other 3, they are antihistamines. Then this question, they have given the answer as calcium, but as per me it is sodium. Why, I will tell you. The fast block to polyspermy is electrical and is mediated by which of the following ions? So polyspermy means an egg will be fertilized by more than one sperm. But polyspermy is dangerous because sperm is haploid, egg is haploid. So if they both, one sperm fuses with one egg, means you will have only 2 copies of the chromosome. But if multiple sperms enter into the egg cell, then the chances that the embryo will be polyploid is more. And it will be lethal for the zygote, and the zygote can die off also. So in order to block this polyspermy, especially in sea urchins and amphibians, they have 2 mechanisms. One is the fast block and the other is slow block. Fast block means it occurs within 1 to 3 seconds. And it is very rapid, and it is caused by the influx of sodium ions from the surrounding water. And this influx, it will change the membrane, egg membrane potential from a negative to a positive value. And the positive charge of this membrane, it will start repelling the sperms. Whereas the slow blocks, it is mainly by the cortical granule reaction, and it is this calcium is the one that is can also trigger this cortical granule reaction. So it is slow block. Now the question is fast block. So as per me, it should be sodium, that has to be the answer. Maybe this is a printing mistake. Calcium is slow block. Then ventral furrow formation occurs in the development of, this is a straightforward question. So it is naturally the answer is Drosophila. Ventral furrow, usually you study it in Drosophila. Then they have given the list 1 and contents and list 2 contents, that is process. Okay, the process of regeneration and the example they have given. So what is epimorphosis? Means there will be de-differentiation of the adult cell at the region where the limb is being removed. That means adult cell will get de-differentiated to form undifferentiated and highly proliferative cell mass, that is called as the blastema. And this blastema cells, they will multiply and they will re-differentiate to construct the lost limb. That is epimorphosis, and you can see that in the case of salamanders. So epimorphosis method of regeneration is seen in salamander limbs. So that means you can eliminate option 2 and option 4. option 3 and 1 you have to see. So you should know the answer, correct answer for B. Then morphollaxis, that is you can see in case of hydra, when you chop this hydra into multiple fragments, each piece will undergo this rearrangement of the cells and result in the formation of a miniature hydra. So no new cell division or growth is taking place in the case of morphollaxis. So it is hydra. B is 2, that means you can eliminate option 3 and 1 will be the answer. Then compensatory regeneration, that is seen in mammalian liver. That is, if you surgically remove a small portion of the mammalian liver, the remaining mature cells, they will proliferate and they will recover the lost part of the liver and it will have the same function, but the original size, shape, volume, etc. will be not like the original one. So that is compensatory regeneration. And stem cell mediated regeneration you can see in axolotl limbs. Okay, so D3. So the answer is option 1. Then they have given different parts of mammalian circulation and the relative proportion of the blood. Now my experience answering these MCQs is that if they give you these values, that is relative proportion and different parts or anything, usually they give values like 5 to 10, 10 to 15. But if you don't know the correct answer for such kind of questions, better don't answer it. Okay, because different books have different values. We don't know which examiner has referred which book. They are giving 5 to 10. Okay, in some books it will be 7 to 10 or like or 10 or 11 to 15 or 16 like that. So there may be slight variations, not a drastic variation, but slight variations will be there. Here doing elimination also will be very difficult because it is 5 to 10% over here and 5% over here. So naturally confusion can arise. So it is better that you skip such kind of questions. As per me, my experience I am telling. If you know 100% sure that yes, this is the match for this one, then you can happily go for the answer. Okay. So heart, it is relative portion of the blood is 5 to 10%. And for arteries it is 10 to 15%. For veins it is 60 to 70%. Veins will have the maximum proportion of blood, and arterioles it is 5%. Then next one, the type of hypersensitivity reaction and what type of reaction it is. So antibody dependent cytotoxic hypersensitivity. So here the I can say the example is erythroblastosis fetalis, because maternal antibodies, they will start destroying the fetal red blood cells. So that is antibody dependent cytotoxic hypersensitivity. A is for okay, that means B also not correct, C also not correct. Now you have to see whether what the correct answer for B is. With that you can get your option. Then immune complex mediated hypersensitivity. So here the antigen and the antibody complex, they will get deposited in the blood vessels and they will trigger an inflammatory response. So that will be in the case of arthrus reaction. So B1, that makes option 4 as the answer. You can eliminate 1. Then cell mediated hypersensitivity, that is by the activated T cells, not antibodies. So T cells are involved here, and it will be around 48 to 72 hours to show the reaction or show the symptoms. So cell mediated hypersensitivity, that is in the case of Mantoux reaction. Then comes the 1 minute. the stimulatory hypersensitivity. So stimulatory hypersensitivity you will see in the case of Graves' disease. So in that one, what you see is autoantibodies are produced by the or self antibody. Autoantibodies are produced by the cell by the immune system, and these will go and bind to the receptors of these thyroid hormones. So now what will happen here is the thyroid will start secreting the thyroid hormones, and this will result in hyperthyroidism symptoms. So that is stimulatory hypersensitivity. Because here the receptor is blocked by the antibodies. Okay. So here it is Graves' disease.